Oh, what is going on, guys? Good morning. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry for the lack of videos lately. I have been hit very hard with school as of late, and as anybody who's been to university knows, that school just kind of comes and hits you all at once at a certain point in the semester. So I figured I want to vlog today, so I figured the topic of the vlog should be dealing with school stress. What I do, what I think you should do, and I'm gonna tell you how I deal with it. So I got a ton of stuff to do today. I'm gonna bring you along for all of that. We gotta get to the gym, a lot of stuff to do, gotta kill the day. But before I even go to the gym, I have to do a huge shout out to my first ever YouTube hater. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think I said, "What up YouTube," or whatever it is, an introduction to a recent video. And the guy quoted me and then said, "Classic douche." So I always thought to myself when reading that, who goes around and takes the time to hate on people's YouTube videos? So when it actually happened to me personally, I just found it so funny and it honestly made my day. So to you, my friend, here's your comment. You made my day. I found it hysterical. So let's get to the gym. Let's kill today. Let's go. Workout is complete, and that'd be my first tip for dealing with school stress or stress in general, is to always make sure to get your exercise in. So before I get on with the rest of the day, let's go get a haircut. I'm back, fresh cut achieved, and it is disgusting outside. The weather is just gross. This stuff, I'm not cool with it. It's been raining for like the past 2 weeks. But anyways, got a lot of stuff to do, so let's get on to it. Let's get to school. Let's go. So I intended to film my day during school and whatnot, but the weather was nasty and the day was hectic. It was course selection day for my last my last semester of school, so that was hectic as hell. I was running around, going from counselor to counselor to get form signed after form signed. It's very tedious and not very efficient process, so that was kind of fitting, given the theme of today's vlog was dealing with school stress, and I just finished a job interview. I think it went well. So let's get back home and let me tell you how I deal with the school stress. Let's do it. What is going on, guys? Let's talk about school stress. So, one quick update. Got the iPhone XS Max today, so I'll probably do a full video on that. Pretty fired up because I was using this 6 Plus that I've had for like 4 years, and it was pretty disgusting, as you can see. So, it's upgrade season. So I'll let you know how this is. I'll probably do a video in the coming weeks of my experience and the transition from that. But let's get back to the topic and theme of today's video, dealing with school stress. A ton of people, this is a major issue for them. They get overwhelmed with school, and it has a super big impact on the rest of their life and their perception on themselves and how they feel, and as well as their mental health. So I think it's managing that stress is a huge thing that you need to try to figure out what works for you. For me personally, I've never stressed too much about school, but that's because of how I approach it. I don't view school as a direct reflection to me as a person, a potential professional, anything like that, because when you look at it and you look at it systemically, there is so much to it that doesn't really mean anything, and I'm gonna explain that. So when you get into a program, you take the same courses as almost everybody else, regardless of your specialty. So that's not like a job, that's not like a profession, that's not real world. So to value yourself based on your performance in these super general courses that aren't what you're into, they aren't where your skills lie, they aren't where your passions are, is simply stupid. In my opinion, it's not really necessary. Do your best to get through, but at the end of the day, it's not a reflection of who you are as a person. And that's not like real life. When you go for a job and you're doing your career, you have a specialty. You're doing one thing, and hopefully you're doing what you love and what you're good at, and you just do that as much as you can. So don't stress about the stuff that you're not good at. Life and finding success and fulfillment in life is all about doubling down on the stuff that you are good at and the stuff that you like. So try to shift your perspective on how you view school, and it'll probably help to reduce the amount of stress that you do experience. And I'm not saying don't care about school, you're paying for it, so you have to put in the time and effort necessary. But there are some things you can help to monitor that stress, and one is just be proactive, get your stuff done as early as possible. With this being my final year of university, I have a fair amount of experience, and I can definitely say it is totally manageable And if you are proactive and put your time in and get your stuff done far before deadlines, it can be no stress whatsoever. Almost, the issue is right here, is that people use how much time they have. So if you have 2 weeks to write a paper, 9 times out of 10 people are gonna write it on the last day or within that 2 week time frame, very close to the end, because they know they have it. So create these false or fake guidelines for yourself, strict guidelines that you have to get stuff done, so you're not stressing about it when the deadline actually does come and you can just submit it, because it's far better to have stuff done, ready, and just be optimizing it than it is to be stressing last minute. And that's kind of hypocritical coming from me, because that's how I approach almost everything in school, is last minute and by the seat of my pants. But, seat of my pants? Seat of my pants. What the hell's the seat of my pants? By the seam of my pants. I think that's a saying. I'll Google it after to make sure, but I think that's a saying. But yes, that's how I function, but that's not for everybody. So that's what it really comes down to, is for you. What works for you? Because what works for you may not work for your friend, may not work for me. I don't really stress about school because of my perspective on it. I think it's a means to an end, and I think it's for me, it's an insurance policy. That's just because the line of work I want to go to, being an entrepreneur, being in business, it's pretty general for me. It's kind of just checking a box for an employer that if I were to go forward for a job. Obviously, if you're going to go to med school or be a lawyer, then that definitely changes the story and makes school far more important. But for those people, be proactive. But even at the end of the day, school does not mean you're a bad person if you do poorly. It doesn't mean you're a good person if you do well. So only give it the power that it deserves. It does not have any sort of bearing on how you are as a person and what your trajectory will be with life. Because the things that we're learning, the structures that are in place right now, are for a world that doesn't even exist anymore. There are jobs being created every day, and some of the highest paying jobs in the world didn't even exist 5 years ago. So take that into effect while you're going through this system that somebody else has created, and it's been created to create wealth for people. It's the business. Don't ever get it twisted. Schools are a business. So when you're going through that, understand that the system is in place to keep you there longer, spending more money, and to promote the business of the school. So take a deep breath. You're gonna be all right. It's not that big a deal, to be honest with you. There are so many things that the world is ever changing. And worst case scenario, you gotta look at the positive. Say you were to do terrible, you were to drop out of school, there's still great opportunity for you, and the opportunities are growing every single day with the expansion of social media, the internet. There is truly opportunities to do what it is what you love in so many different capacities, and there's ways to monetize them too, which that's the beauty of it. So I hope this helped. Be proactive, stress less. School does not dictate whether you're a good, bad, successful, or a failure. So stress less. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Much love always. Peace.